Hi everyone, welcome back to Keeping Up With, the online conversation series that I created during COVID. Today we are on season 5 and I will be interviewing Maria Idrissi. She is a model, filmmaker, and for me, she's just very inspirational, very motivational, and it's a pleasure to actually have her speak on my platform today. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited also. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for Maria to join. So in the meantime, as I always say, let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling about today's interview, and we'll wait for Maria to join. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the Keeping Up With series. I've spoken to such amazing guests, and I do hope to continue this throughout the time that we're in quarantine and social distancing. So yeah, let me just send this. Okie doke. Hi everyone, thank you all for joining. We're just gonna wait for Maria to join. Oh, here she is. Right, I'm gonna send you a request now, my lovely. There we go. Yay.
Oh, hey, that
Hey,
was quick. I was like, damn,
my
I'm not
lovely.
ready.
I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. This is going to be
No,
good. I
thank
haven't
you
seen
for
you in
actually.
ages.
I know it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, seriously, thank you for coming on today because we have
No,
spoken,
appreciate it.
and you know I love how you think. You're so knowledgeable. So
Oh,
today's going to
no.
be a really good conversation.
Oh, great.
So yeah, let's start off with how are you? How's your day been today?
It's been all right, actually. What did I do? I haven't left the house today, so yeah, like most days. um, yeah, so I've just been at home, chilling, doing some work. Boring. It's been a boring day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, same old. Just been at home really, at home watching
Yeah.
TV. That's about it really. Same old, same old. But
Yeah.
I know shops are opening on Monday.
Yeah,
Um,
I heard that.
how do you feel about that?
Do you know what? I don't like doing things half-heartedly in general. So
Oh,
I feel like
mm,
just open up when everything's ready. I don't like even coffee shops. It's like, oh, you're gonna sit a mile apart. Someone gonna like catapult, a Wagamama bowl to you. Like really, it's just open up when you're ready, and that's it. you know?
there's no rush. I don't know. To
Yeah.
be honest, I don't know how I feel about retail stores opening. I don't even think I'm going to actually go
Mm.
shopping myself. I've been doing a lot of online shopping anyway,
Yeah.
so I don't feel the need to actually go to Westfield or wherever to actually do shopping.
Yeah.
But I know obviously for the economy, they need
Yeah.
the shops to open. So
Yeah. That's the thing. Like for the economy, I feel like that's the only thing that's you know is
mm.
necessary. But at the same time, I mean, how many people are going to be that desperate to shop if they've got to wait an hour? Unless you're like, yeah,
And
I
most
don't know.
people
For
are
me, it
actually
doesn't
on
make sense.
furlough anyway. So the money that you're getting,
Yeah,
it's like you need to be holding that tight because
yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah,
so
I don't. Do you know what's mad? I don't actually really like. I do. I like online shopping for things that I just know. Like
mm.
it's very simple stuff. But generally speaking, I prefer to go in and shop just because sometimes you buy. I hate the whole return and it's just long. That gives me mental health problems. The thought of like, oh my days, this is long. So I'd rather just go in a shop. I know what I'm getting. It looks good. I feel the material, and I can leave. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yes, I suppose it's 50-50 in relation to, like you said, what depends on what you're getting. If you're getting like an
yeah,
outfit, then you're going to need to go in the shop and
yeah.
buy and purchase. So how
Yeah.
have you been during quarantine? What have you been getting up to? Because I know you're a filmmaker, you've done voiceovers for BBC Three. I'm always rooting for you and your family because
Aw.
you guys are hilarious. Hilarious.
Thanks.
So what have you been doing during quarantine?
So a lot of a lot of my time. Do you know what actually does stress me out is trying to juggle being online and just
Mm.
doing. offline
Yeah.
stuff because my work isn't predominantly just online. So in terms of all the filmmaking, like behind the scenes stuff of making documentaries or this or that, it's not fun. It's not really like anything to post about. It's meetings. I can't really. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna take a snap of all of us in this boardroom right now. Like it's not things that are like social media friendly. You know what I mean? I just think that's where the challenge comes, juggling the two, because then obviously online I've got the stuff that I do on this platform, but then a lot of the stuff I'm focusing on now isn't really anything to be documented about at the moment. So I kind of see it as like, you know, when they're building a new block of flats, you don't, they put the scaffold in and cover it up. You can't see what's going on. You only see the end result when it's
Yeah.
the reveal. And that's how I try to look at, not as a, look at myself as a building, but like in terms of
What you're doing.
how, yeah, the infrastructure of it is similar. It's like whilst I'm working, I'd rather just like cover it up, you know, because there's nothing really to see here right now. And then it's like ta-da, you know. And obviously at the same time, I think it's nice to see the, you know, I think social media, the good thing is it is good to see the process of, because that's the part that people don't get to see. You know, people want to see the journey to get there. But it is quite, it can be quite difficult because a lot of my day is just consumed with being on the laptop, emails, Zoom calls, writing up new treatments, things like that. So it's like, yeah.
Pretty same old.
Yeah, and I had like brands wanted to send me stuff just to like wear to send back again. It's like, hey, if you're I'm like, I'm not planning on doing a shoot in my garden, so nah, like it's so, yeah, it's just like it's such a weird time. It's such a weird time because I don't know. And now they're saying they're going to extend the whole lockdown situation or whatever, potentially. Like after well, they're talking about if there's another wave, imagine what's going to happen. It's going to be probably even worse. God forbid. Hopefully not. I can't.
I feel like it's a lot to
It's
take
getting
in,
long.
and I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
the transition from, you know, how your job is and what you do, you know, because I
Yeah.
know you're very outgoing, you're very out there, you're very kind of confident, and to actually change from that lifestyle, kind of be at home. How have you kind of managed that transition from the person that you are?
Do you know what? I don't mind being at home. Like
Okay.
I enjoy just a bit of isolation. I'm really weird. Like when I'm outside, I enjoy company. I'm like a little social butterfly, for, you know, to the outside world. But then because I think I give off a lot of energy, when I come home, I actually like to be just alone. So even when I travel, I actually enjoy traveling by myself, where it's just, you know what I mean? I come back to the hotel room and I have to talk to no one, make no effort with nothing, and just that's it and chill. So yeah, it's a weird one. So I'm seeing this situation as the same, where it's like, okay, let me just enjoy my alone time, which is obviously longer than I expected. I thought it'd be over like time ago, but anyway. So I'm just trying to embrace this time and keep busy, read more things that I never really would be able to do because of this event or that. It's also made me realize how much unnecessary time I give to nonsense.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, so many, you know, sometimes things that could just be done through a phone call and it's like you're just meeting or doing this or doing that and you feel like what you're just constantly running around. London, it's literally got us like we're in a rat race. It really is a rat race. Yeah, we're all just running around. And this, I think this time, I hope it's made loads of people actually appreciate that we have got time if we just utilize it properly, and just filter out a lot of the nonsense that we preoccupy ourselves with. So that's what moving forward, when I don't want to say when things go back to normal because I don't think they're going to be normal, but
Yeah. And what is the new normal as well?
exactly whatever the new normal is when that happens, it's definitely, this has changed me for to make sure that I value my time more as well. As much as I thought I did, it's like nah, I've got more things done in like a month maybe than I did in 3 years.
Oh.
So well, yeah, obviously I have days where I don't do nothing, but the days that I was putting in work, I've been putting in work.
But I like that though. I like the fact that, you know, you've been able to have time for you, because I feel like
Yeah,
in today's society, we don't have enough time for ourselves, but we
yeah,
don't really understand that because we have so many distractions. And so sometimes your distractions can become escapisms for how you're really feeling. So a lot of the time you might find people say, oh, I don't like being at home because I maybe think too much, or, you know, I'm alone with my thoughts and I just find it difficult. But the fact that you enjoy that, I think a lot of people actually find, you know, pleasure and begin to love themselves a bit more
Mm.
in that sense.
Do you know what's interesting? I was listening to a lecture, and the sheikh was saying basically that people that are spiritual tend to naturally be drawn to isolation. So even in our religion, our prophet, when he was given prophethood, essentially, he was found in a cave by the angel Gabriel by himself, meditating and just, just that at peace with himself. And
Mm,
it's the same kind of story we find of a lot of, like stoic people. They like to be in their own company. Monks, what do? They go up to the top of a mountain and they just sit and chill by themselves. Everyone finds like solace being by themselves. And it's funny because we have become a society where we've lost a lot of spirituality, which is probably why we love to be in noisy, loud, or even if it's not noisy and loud, but just around people constantly, or talking to someone, or not be left alone for too long, because we've lost that touch of our spirituality in a way, and our brains take over. And I do, even me, I found myself having moments where it's like, I need to talk to someone right now because I've just been in bed for like an hour thinking about random things that are never going to happen. And it's like, oh my days, what the hell? And yeah, it's about, I guess, training yourself. I don't know, you probably know better because you're the expert.
but you know, you're very spiritual, because we've had a conversation before about mental health, and you were very
Yeah.
like, your thought processing took me off guard. I was like, wow, like you actually think very, very deep. And I love the fact that you mentioned about spirituality, because I do think that's so important.
Yeah.
And I feel like even for me, I've been able to connect more with the creator, and I've been able to kind of really embrace being alone. And it's really helped me as well mentally,
Yeah.
just to kind of have that time to just be alone. Because normally, like you said, when we're alone, you know, we find that distraction, whether it's go out to see a friend or go somewhere or listen to, or just something. But the fact that we actually don't have the access to either go to friends or go to, you know, shopping or go to wherever, we have
Yeah.
to actually manage. So yeah, that's yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That was very
Connecting.
refreshing as well.
Yeah, connecting with the higher being.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. And mental health.
Yes.
Now, I keep saying you're a deep thinker, and people watching are probably thinking, well, how is she a deep thinker? But no, you're very deep thinker. I remember we had that conversation, and we was talking about, because this was the big, I think it was sometime last year, and mental health
Yes.
was kind of like, I think it was on the
It's in
increase,
that.
and a lot of people were talking about it.
Yeah.
And we were saying it's a good thing that a lot of people talked about it, but then on the flip side, you know, what is this leading to? And then it's like, here we are today, COVID, where we're hearing a lot of people are struggling mentally, and you know, mental health is on an increase, depression and anxiety. How are you managing with your mental health?
Um, I think it really is a roller coaster, like just like a lot of things in life in general, just constantly up and down. Nothing is ever really super consistent. That's like the journey of it. I mean, what I think my connection, or my way of bringing me back down to earth again, is spiritual, is with God. And I've said, it would be really interesting to have a conversation about like mental health with an atheist, because I always resort back to God. And even people that are not maybe as practicing in their faith, still when it comes down to it, they believe in a God, and they'll connect with that higher being. People, like, they'll be on their last legs and they'll be like, okay, God, I'm sorry, I know we haven't talked in years, but like, we just naturally go back to God. But
That's
someone who
very
doesn't believe in God, it would be interesting for me to understand what actually, how their way of thinking,
processing.
yeah, how they process their situation. Because for me, it feels, it's not straightforward, but it's just like, I understand everything happens for a reason because of God's divine law. And I also, it's not so much karma, but um, I believe God is merciful. So even if you mess up, I don't have that fear of, because I think that's another cause of mental health. If you do something that, or you say something, whatever it is, and then you think about the consequences later, and it can drive you crazy. And especially being online, you have to be so careful. We have to tiptoe around everything, and that's another cause of, I think, a lot of people's mental health problems. So almost just being able to talk to God and saying, God, I don't care what anyone else thinks about me, but please forgive me and make sure that I'm protected from certain things, environments, people, whatever it is.
Mm.
So my way of thinking, my process is always back to God. I'd say to keep me sane, and just having that relationship with God as well.
Hmm. Hmm. I knew you were
Yeah.
going to say that because I know your vibe is very spiritual anyway, and you're very how you think and your approach is how you think. You know, you always bring it back to the divine being. And it's actually interesting because I was doing some research on spirituality and mental health, and I was
Mm.
doing research on Kabbalah.
Oh
Now
yeah.
I'm not an expert, but I was doing the research based on meditation, just
Hmm.
knowing how to meditate properly. And mental health actually goes back to spirituality.
Mm.
I don't want to say too much because I'm not an expert in it, but something along the lines with spirituality and scientific.
Hmm.
And so the spirituality side of it kind of got pushed to the side, and then it
Mm.
came with the scientific element of things. And
Yeah.
then now everyone believes in the scientific um, evidence and research. But it
Yeah.
actually goes back to spirituality when you actually research on a deeper level and a deeper meaning. So like you said, it would be interesting to speak to an atheist and understand, you know, when you're going through these times and it's difficult for everybody, who is it that you seek your wisdom and your
Mm.
knowledge and your help from, and and your healing as well. It's not even just your knowledge, your healing. Who are you?
Yeah.
Where are you getting that source of healing?
Because I know there's a lot of people that believe in like the God within yourself. So I know that's one,
Mm,
element of thinking as well. But obviously, as someone who believes as God as a separate entity, I believe obviously God created us. Of course, we have something within us that makes us, a divine being, but not the same essence as a God. You know what I mean? So it's for me, I always feel like there's someone else outside of myself that I can rely on that is more powerful than me, whereas other people will think you are the power and you hold the power. So
mm.
it's like you
But
do
that's
to a
kind of a
certain degree.
contradiction, though, to the extent where if you're the power and you have the power, where's that power coming from?
Yeah, because every power has a source, See, yeah, that's the thing. Every power, there is a source. So even though you do have it, there's still a source.
From
And it's kind of like when you're running out of your own juice, it's like, can you fill me up? You know what I mean? So yeah, which is that's a conversation. You can do that another day. Actually,
No,
I'll
that would
tune
be
in for
very
that
interesting
one.
conversation. Um,
Yeah, it would be interesting. Spirituality and mental health. An interesting thing that I feel today as well is because everything is becoming more secular. I do think sometimes the mental health conversation is being not. I don't want to say pushed, upon us or forced upon us, but there is an element of I feel like there's an agenda. You
I
know
know
what I
because
mean?
you were saying that last time. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like it's easier to control people if you make them believe that they're all mentally ill. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a way of thinking. There's no right or wrong, and it's not to disregard any. Because flipping, of course, we've all gone through mental health problems in our life, of situations. But I feel like sometimes, speaking, we believe in speaking things into existence. So the more, if I keep telling myself or telling people I am depressed and I believe it, I will start to live it and become it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I can acknowledge maybe I'm going through a phase that is difficult, and this is for people as well, not because there are different, again, more than about mental health, but there are people that are actually wired genuinely when they're born and it's completely, of course, they need extra help. You can't tell them to just be grateful or to just get over it. You can't do that because if it's something in their chemical, whatever, how it works, then, but in situations like someone like myself, who I consider was wasn't born with any difficulties or whatever, I don't come from a household where I've had that or anything like that. So if I go through a phase where I feel like my mental health is destabilizing, I feel like there's mechanisms that I would use rather than telling myself that I'm in this position and taking drugs and things that won't actually help the problem, because I do believe within us there's power.
Definitely. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny you said about the chemical imbalance. There's actually no scientific research that's proven that people are born with chemical.
Really.
Yeah, there's no scientific research actually provides evidence of that. And kind of like you said, you've got to be very sensitive of how you talk about mental
I
health.
know,
But
that's the thing, because like it's so hard. But you know what? I want you to tell, because I'm speaking just purely from what I think, and obviously little conversations I've had where there might be facts in it, but just most of it is my opinion. Whereas you, from with your background, like, if no one is actually born technically with mental health problems, then would, not to say it would put us all in the same basket, but in a way, if we all experience something the same but respond differently, it can't be blamed upon our natural chemical impact. That's just how we are responding as people, rather than, and that's, again, it kind of is a choice in a way. I mean, obviously your personality is your personality, but then, well, not a choice, but like how you respond to things. I don't know.
I think
I have a short temper, actually, so I don't know why that happens.
I think when it comes to like mental health, in relation to choice, I wouldn't necessarily say use the word choice, but I would say
Not
that
choice, yeah.
your lifestyle and your upbringing, studies have shown that that will affect you mentally. So if you're exposed to a certain lifestyle, you're going to believe that that lifestyle is normal. You know, you're going to be around people who are behaving in a certain way. And remember also, you know, when we're younger, we're still developing, we're still growing. And this is on a subconscious level. So this is on a deeper level than what we're consciously aware of. So when we're younger, I think from ages 0 to 7, we're still kind of developing and growing subconsciously. So everything we're exposed to, this is programming into our subconscious mind. And then as we get older, when we face these difficulties and these traumas, we're behaving based on our subconscious mind.
So it
So
does become actually a part of your,
it comes a part of your kind of genetic, not genetic material, but it becomes a part of you. So there's a lady, her Instagram name is called Holistic Psychologist, I think it's called, and she talks a lot about the subconscious mind. She's a holistic psychologist, so she believes that mental health illnesses is all about emotional trauma. And so, you know, when we experience emotional trauma, some of us we're not mentally stable to manage that emotional trauma. So then this is where the mental health difficulties and the illnesses develop, because we can't consciously manage or, you know, work on the problem that we've experienced. So it's a very deep, I feel like the more I learn, the more I study, the more I ask questions. I do learn a lot about mental health, obviously, because I'm in that field, but it's much deeper than general knowledge. So, you know, you hear in the NHS, or you just hear, you know, when you have a difficulty, go see a GP or medication, or, you know, this type of therapy. But, you know, when you're actually in therapy, there's different practices that therapists do. So there's counselors, there's psychiatrists, there's psychologists, and they all have their different practice. And so depending on your difficulty or struggle, it will depend on the type of practice that they deliver to help you. So it's a much deeper level than what we kind of know. And I always believe, not in a rude way, but I do believe that mental health is a business. Healthcare is a business. You know, they provide a service, and it's a business, isn't it? Essentially. And one thing for me, I feel that the more us as therapists educate people, you know, the more people will find that power within themselves. And it kind of goes back to what you said. We have that power within us. We just don't have the education. And for me, I believe education is key. And so the reason why we're seeing such a high increase in mental health, it could be for many different reasons, you know, like we said, trauma, lifestyle, but there's no education there. There's no education there when it comes to
and how to deal
health.
with certain things. You know, I was listening to, like, can't remember, probably the LBC actually, and they the woman was just giving like a few bullet points on how to help you deal with anxiety, like, or worry. That was it. It was about when you worry about something, the steps to go through mentally. And I was like driving, like, this is really helping me right now, because sometimes I think, it's not the word choice. I don't know what the right word is. It's I guess it's respond. It's not like, as in the way we, like, I think it's the way we're all different in the way we respond. So we might all experience the same emotion if something happens to us, but the way we respond to it is what's different. So, and it could still be a mental health. Like I most likely have got mental health issues here because I know myself, but the way that I respond with it might not be overt. You know, it's just how we respond, I guess, is different. Like I know I'm a little bit, I don't know if this is considered a mental health, but I'm a little bit OCD with organization and cleaning. Not majorly at all. Clearly, if I open my cupboard, you'll know. But like, I can't concentrate if I'm in a messy environment.
Like, that's like me.
I'm really like, I'll obsessively, like if I need to clean my room, I can't relax knowing that the rest of the house I have to clean everything. And I don't know, I've got, even when I walk, just things like straightening things from a young age, it's like, oh, if there's cushions I have to make everything just like neat. And it really, actually, it bothers me because then I get upset if I'm around really messy. It's weird because if I'm around other people's environments that are messy, I don't care because I feel like I'm not here permanently. This is temporary and I can deal with it's fine. In my own environment, it has to be tidy. Otherwise,
I get
it
that.
bothers me.
There's a good book I'm going to send you. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Mind Declutter, and that's all about kind of your lifestyle and your environment has an effect on your mental health.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't think that. You know, like you said, if your bedroom's messy, it will kind of affect your concentration, and that's true for even myself. And I was reading about, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's called minimalist. That's it.
And oh my God, I love the minimalist way of life. I really want to be a part of it.
And that helps.
But I'm in fashion. It's such a contradiction.
To your lifestyle. Yeah. Like you said, that's a lifestyle. Being a minimalist, that's the type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that helps you mentally because your mind is clear. You know, your home is clear. You only have the things that you need. So then your mind's not getting cluttered by your surroundings. And so your senses are not overstimulated by everything that you're seeing.
Yeah.
So it's like on a much
connected, yeah,
much deeper level because, like you said, we're so used to being overly stimulated by things that we come to a point where we can't go out, we can't do things. Then it's like, oh, I'm with my thoughts. What do I do? We're so used to the overstimulation and everything.
We all need to just slow down for a bit because in the beginning, when the lockdown first happened, I was actually quite relieved. It was weird. It's like I needed this. I needed things to just, obviously I felt sorry for people and other situations out there in the world. That's what I was more conscious about, everyone else, because within I was cool with, I wasn't worried about my own situation. I was actually relieved because I could finally just stop for a second, like non-stop for 5 years since the whole H&M thing happened. There's not been like, even a holiday, I still have to document it. People don't realize there's never like a switch off button. So even though I could, people are like, oh, you can't just turn off, but then you feel this pressure if you've got management or agents or this or that. It's like everyone's eating kind of thing, and I can't just say, everyone, I'm stopping for because I feel like it. It was anyway. So initially I was relieved, and then as things have got, I forgot what I was going to say. Flipping heck.
No, what were we talking about?
I keep doing this on lives.
We were talking about how you felt relieved to actually pause and actually stop.
Yes, the overstimulation. Yeah. So it made me realize how. Sorry, I'm so crazy. It made me realize how fast-paced and unnatural it is for us. And if it's not offline, then it's just even being on our phones, like constant information. And see, even now, like I forgot what I was going to say. Why I really feel like this whole lifestyle is affecting my memory. I really feel like my memory never used to be this bad. And everyone I talk to, I'm only 27. So many people I know are also complaining that their memory is not as good as it used to be because we have this unnecessary amount of information that keeps coming at us that we don't necessarily need. And then we just absorb, and it distracts us, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And like you said, you know, when we keep absorbing, this is all kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's staying in our minds.
Yeah.
It's going within our subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when we're alone or when we're in situations where we feel uncomfortable, it comes
back again, yeah.
So yeah, I just pray that, you know, we get mental health taught in schools because that's the foundation.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's not talked about. Yeah, that is mad actually.
The foundation.
and how to deal with it. We need like an actual, they need to have like an actual
The
class where it
guidance.
explains what it is and explains how to deal with it as well.
Because
Yeah.
the thing is as well, when it comes to mental health, because obviously there's different levels, there's mild, moderate, and severe.
Yeah.
People can actually cope, and they don't even realize that they're actually coping with what they're going through as well. So, for me, that also shows that we have, like you said, the power within us to cope with different situations. So yeah, education is key with anything. You know, if there's no education, then you're not going to know. You're going to be oblivious to kind of anything. So I really do hope it gets up there with the physical health.
Yeah,
Things.
definitely.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
PE could be MH class.
how have you been taking care of your self care? What things have you been doing to kind of keep sane?
Oh my God, what have I been doing? Um, I've been on a hair journey. That's
Oh,
actually been
okay.
good. Yeah, so just trying to like just look after myself. I did like a big chop,
Oh
and now
wow.
it's just just oiling and
Yeah.
just protective hairstyles, all of that. Just leaving my hair alone and not doing too much. Even though I don't do much to it anyway because I wear a headscarf. But yeah, so that's been a great way for me to just feel better as well about myself, because it's like you feel like there's a physical, it's one thing to experience a change mentally or like career wise or whatever, but then physically is always nice as well to feel like, oh yeah, got a bit of an improvement. So I've been doing that and just
Yeah.
working out, trying to be consistent with working out,
Oh, that's
because
so hard.
it's so hard. I'm not still, but at least it's in my book of things to do. So yeah, so just trying to do that as well, that helps. And just just like spending time with my family, that actually does feel good. You feel good when you just give time to your family. um yeah, what about you?
Stuffy. Oh god, self care. I've been doing a lot of self care, like literally,
That's good.
um, like face regimes, hair on a little sly one hair. What else? Exercising. I've been not consistent, but I've actually been doing exercises, which is good for me.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Reading as well. I've had time to actually read
Yeah.
because I feel like for me, I'm always on the go. I don't really get the time that I want to kind of sit there and just read.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. What else have I been doing? Eating. I've been eating healthier actually, or
Okay,
trying
that's
to.
good.
So that's always nice as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, just those things really.
Yeah, just general. Nice. Good.
General things. So
Yeah.
yeah, but thank you so. I knew this
Thank you
conversation
as
was good.
well.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, take care,
Thank
and
you.
after this we have to meet up.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, just take care of yourself. You
We
know, I'm
just need
always
one
there.
shop to open so we can sit there and chill.
But yeah, stay safe, take care, and we'll
You
speak
too.
soon.
All right. Take care. Thanks. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys for watching today's Instagram live with Maria. I hope you guys were inspired just as myself. It was a great conversation. If you were triggered by anything that we discussed, then please do send me an email and we can talk further. I will be continuing with these episodes. So I'll be letting you guys know when my next episode is coming out. And take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.